Are 2x and twice the same? 53% says yes? So 9 of you think that twice and 2x are different things. How? Two x and twice are context dependent. Twice can mean that something happened twice. How many times does something happen when it happens twice? Sembo. Let's just ask. Let's just walk that line down. Because I agree with you. Something can happen twice. So how many times does it happen? Two x can mean that it's multiplied by 2. No, you can't multiply by 2 times. You can multiply by 2, which means you do it 2 times. You can't multiply by 2 times, right? If you're in school and you ask what is the factor is 2. The factor is not 2x. 2x is not a factor. 2 is the factor, right? Two x can mean that it's multiplied by 2 times more than 2 potential. So, no. Let's just go back. Just go back to the first thing, right? 2x and twice. Well, no. Oh, wait. Are you seeing variance in what 2x means? No. If you do 3 twice, then you have 6. That's 2 times 3, 6. Twice and 2x are the same thing. They're the exact same. They mean the exact same thing. I think people are just used to people using 2 times more and twice more wrong so much that you've come to hear it wrong now. Oh, no. And this is why grammar matters, because people who didn't fucking finish middle school are now wrongfully influencing people into thinking, oh no, this is like a cycle of... That's unfortunate. That's really unfortunate. Thank you, Mono Emotion, for 3 gifted... What the fuck? That guy's going for rank 1 this month. You guys got nothing on him. Just let him have it, Smidley. You're not gonna get it. Whoa, this is loud. Twice more is not 2x? Yes. Times does not always mean multiplied? Yes, it does. When does times not mean multiplied? Give me an example, Sambo. We're getting to the bottom of this. Scardor trying to start a subwar? Nope, Mundo in Motion trying to end a subwar. It happened 2 times? That means it happened twice, right? You think you'll have an argument when someone is like, that happened 2 times, and the other person is like, so you're saying it happened twice? And then the other person is like, no, I didn't say it happened twice. I said it happened 2 times. That's very different. The times are changing? Yeah, but we're not talking about the word times. We're talking about 2 times. When is 2 times not the same as twice? Oh, he said when times. Yeah, well, of course, yeah. But, like, when is there a difference between something happening 2 times and something happening twice? When is there a difference between those two situations? Blue-eyed gargoyles? Fine. Although, I think there are no real maps here that are horrible now. I think they all are not hacker-infested at all, so it should be fine. Now this is music. Hell yeah. This is why you play the playlists. I went through the fucking portal? What? Why didn't it teleport me? Oh, rip. I cut my own bonus short. Wait, where is... I'm sorry. You threw yourself up as a representative for the other side. But there were 8 other people. Help Sambo Slice. Yo, where are the other 8 people who said that twice and 2x are not the same thing? What, can you guys come out of the woodwork? Can we have this conversation, please? Because this is really important to me, okay? We need to have, like, basic understanding of, like, language and maths to be able to communicate with each other. Otherwise, we're going to have a lot of issues in the future. Also, we have people who speak a lot of different languages, so we have to be unified in how we even see these basic concepts. Otherwise, it's very confusing for other people who don't have English as a native language, because they don't know what to think, because we're having a contradiction over something so basic, right? Something happened 2 times is not dependent on it only occurring. Something happening twice is not dependent on it only happening... Wait, Sambo, can you go into Discord? Can we just can we talk about this in voice? Because you don't have to, I don't want to have you type it all, and I can't. I'm gonna have trouble following the conversation in the chat. Can we just talk about? Can we talk live? Hang on, I'll go in Discord. Do 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 do. You voted no to trigger me? Okay, well that's good to know. Give me 2 times twice. Oh, so 4x. Moobot let me kiss Scardor. Wait. Oh, did I finish my quest actually? I wasn't even looking. Oh, Inferno Wolf. I think I need that for the quests. Sambo, just join any of the Discord chats. Because I want to understand where this is coming from. Because I have this argument a lot with the chat, but no one ever really like has any like arguments to like talk about what they're talking about. So I'm just wondering. Nicotine, nicotine. What up, Andy? How you doing? You thought it was referring to like twice the chance of it happening or it happening twice? Well, it wouldn't be twice the chance. It would be twice the amount of times, right? Compared to it happening only once, right? Okay, let's turn this music down a little bit. Hello? Wait. Do you get kicked out? Oh, there you are. Hello? For some reason you kept getting moved down. I don't know if you were doing that if I was. Okay, well, you're here now.
So like what I was trying to say is something happening twice. Mean that you can get 2 Meister drops, say, like from 2 different bosses.
Well, right? Yeah, okay, but we don't have to get into like an example. But like, if I say it happens 2 times or I say it happens twice, you're saying that's not the same.
No, because something happening 2 times can mean that it just happens twice, right? But
whoa, that's my argument, right, though. You're saying it happens 2 times, it happens twice. That's my exact question. So you do agree?
Well, 2x can be any multiple of 2x, right? So if something happens 2 times, exactly 2 times, then it can happen 4 times, right? But something only happening 2 times is damn. So like basically, if you say something happens 2 times, then it's independent of anything else being multiplied by anything. If you know what I mean.
So if you see the writing 2x, how do you read that? What
like, you say it the same way as times, but times has 2 different meanings, right? Times can mean how many times something occurred, right? But also like the x means multiplied, right?
Yeah, but x means times. That's how you read it
Yeah,
in
but
school, right?
there's two different meanings of time, right? Of times, right?
No?
Well, if something happens like 5 times, right? Would you say that it would be like multiplied by 5, right?
No?
Exactly, right? So, say you get I don't know how better to explain it. I mean, times, there's two different meanings of the word times, right? I mean, it can times can
No?
describe how many times something happens, right? But times can also mean multiplied. And I think that's where like the confusion is.
Yeah, but if you see twice means 2 times, right? Do you agree?
It can mean um
How many times is twice?
2.
So 2 times. So you
No, no, but you're using twice and times as like interchangeable,
what can
right?
so okay, but so I think you're
Because
conflating twice and twice as much, right? Is that
well,
are you reading
twice
you're reading
and
2x as twice as much, I think. Or 2
yeah,
times,
exactly.
yeah, but
Yeah,
that's not what it says. It just says twice. It just says 2x. It just says double, right? Double would be another way of
well,
saying it, right?
uh, double. That means
Do
it,
times 2, right? Multiply by a factor of 2,
but it's
right?
I think those mean kind of like separate things.
Well, I mean, they can
Hmm.
semantically. Sometimes, if you double something, you actually cut it in half, and now you have 2 of them, so it means you double them. But because you did it times 2, but you didn't double the amount. But that's like a weird specific. But in general, I think if you have either you do plus 100%, or you do times 2, or you double it, or you take it twice, those are all the same thing. I'm not
I
talking about
think
like probabilities and
w-
multiplying the probabilities, and maybe it's still lower than
yeah.
1, and like I'm not talking about any of that.
I think when you say things like take things twice,
Mm-hmm.
it's not really like I guess it's kind of more like regional. I guess like if you say you take things twice, it's like generally not something that you like say like in the U.S., which is where I'm from. So I think it might be like regional understanding of how it works.
What would you use as a synonym for twice then? Would you say 2 times?
Well, the thing twice has two meanings,
Well,
which is the whole point of the meaning.
let's say you took 2 lefts. So and then the other says, "Oh, so you went left twice." Would that be
Yeah,
that
but
would
like
be synonym, right?
you can say that you if you went left 3 times, you can say
Hmm.
you went left thrice. You
Yeah,
know,
you
that's a
could say
word
that.
too.
Yeah, it's not as commonly used, but I've heard that before, yeah. But then thrice would mean
Yeah,
3 times, right?
but the thing is that when you use the word twice in a multiplicative sense,
Mhm.
that means it's dependent on it happening like once in general. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so when
Like,
I hear once, I hear 100%. I hear base amount, right?
yeah.
Like you do 1 twice, then you have 2. You do 2 twice, then you have 4. It's just 2 times 2 equals 4. 1 times 2 equals 2. Because here's my problem. My problem
Yeah.
is when people are like, "Oh, we have like the base drop rate of 100%, and then we do
Yeah.
2 times more, and then we end up with 200%," which is wrong,
Yeah.
right? Because 2 times more is 2x plus 2x plus 200%. You go from 1 to 3, right?
Well,
But the
if you,
confusion there
yeah,
is that
I mean, if you,
people hear it
because
as you're going to
it's also
double.
percentage also, so you have to
Yeah, 1 equals
like not
100%,
multiply
right?
by 100 times 2. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
going to be like 1 times 2 because it's one, not 100.
Well, 1 is 100%, right?
Yeah.
Your baseline of 1, your baseline of whatever it is, n, I don't know, is like if you do go for percentages, then whatever is your baseline is 100%. That's your baseline, right?
Yeah.
So if you say you do 2 times more, that means you do 2 times what your baseline is, which is 100%. So it's 200% more than what you have. So 100 plus 200, so you get to 300, right?
I think it's just like a weird thing, like in terms of like EXP,
Yeah.
right? How it works in MapleStory
Mm-hmm.
is just like really weird because there's things that are multiplied and things that are not multiplied and
Yeah, yeah,
additive.
but yeah,
So
yeah.
I think that's like a whole.
Sure,
I
sure. But
think
this is
it's
additive, okay? We're talking about additive,
yeah,
right? We're talking about the
additive. Yeah.
runes, right? So you know, if
Yeah.
you're that's why it's confusing, right? And I hate it when they say like, "Oh, this coupon doubles your experience." That implies multiplicative, but it's actually additive. So it should say it's plus 100%, right? And then
Yeah,
everyone
I
should
think.
know that it's all additive, and then they should have like in their idea like, oh no, it not doesn't double everything multiplicatively. It just adds to, if I already have 300% and I add 100%, it adds 1/3 of what I have, because my baseline here isn't 1, my baseline is 3 already, so it adds 1/3 of what I have for a total of 4, right? Because it all depends on what is the
Yeah.
base number that you're referring the percentage to. Like if you go from
Well,
1 to 2, you're adding 100%, but if you go from 2 to 1, you're dropping 50%. But you have the same
so
amount moving.
with the sorry, I have somebody screaming in the background.
Somebody.
With somebody, yeah.
They sound kind of
Um,
cranky.
yeah, a little bit. The thing is with the runes, it's always plus 100% EXP, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you double that, it's always going to be plus like 200, right?
Mm-hmm. But you would say that is
And
doubling the amount of the, right, double, so twice, so 2x, what it usually is. So it goes from plus 100% to plus 200%, right?
in that case, doubling is the same as like 2x. Yeah, but
Yeah.
but when but what I mean is like semantics in terms of like
So you're saying, wait, hang on, hang on.
which
I
what
think we can
times.
find middle ground. So you're saying is the rune now, instead of giving you double experience, it gives you twice more. It gives you it gives you it's the instead, like replacing. I think that's where the problem is. Sometimes it's not clear in these statements if you're replacing the base amount completely and you're like swallowing it up in the new number, or if you are basing it on the starting number.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean, but like in the context of like Rune XP and the twice, I missed like all that before.
Mm-hmm.
Then it makes like total sense like to use. I mean that they mean the same thing because they do mean the same thing in that context.
Mm-hmm.
But like in general context, what I'm talking about is that like twice 2x basically means that you have a baseline, but in the context of EXP, meaning that there is a baseline of like 100, it of course like means the same. But if you're talking about things like drop rate and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
that's where twice and 2x can kind of get confusing.
But you're saying that because there's the confusion of additive or multiplicative, basically, right?
Yeah, basically that.
Yeah. Okay.
But
Yeah.
like with
Yeah. Of
runes
course,
and stuff, it
I get
works.
that. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, with runes and stuff, it works. But like if you say something like happens twice, I mean it's basically not implying that there's a multiplicative effect in it, right? So if you're saying that something happens twice,
Yeah.
then
I get
you're
what
going
you.
to get 2 drops from this one boss, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if something happens 2x, that means it's implying that there's if 1 drops, you're going to get double.
I don't know. I kind of get what you're saying, but in the
Yeah.
first situation, I would say is you kill the boss once and you get the drop twice, and in the other situation, you kill the boss twice and you get the drop each time. So you end up with the same amount in the end. And I'm more concerned
Yeah,
with like the mathematical outcome eventually if you end up with the same
it
thing.
really is
But your
like the
theory would
same
be like
mathematical outcome.
that technically you still have, like, whether you get to run the boss twice a week and get the same chances as now, or you get to run it once but the chances for everything doubles. Those things are the same. That's essentially what I'm saying.
Yeah. No, I mean mathematically it means the same thing,
Mm-hmm.
but like in like a theoretical sense and like actually thinking about it, it can mean something different,
You say that
right?
grammatically
Because with
people use that different? You would say where you
I
are?
think so. I think so
Hmm.
um because
Yeah, it's the
like
same as like I
when you're
no.
talking about like science and math
Mm-hmm.
and that kind of field, if something I mean in like statistics and like probability and stuff like that, there's like dependent and independent variables, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure you understand, right? But like
Mm-hmm.
when something is like dependent on another variable, that means like 2x is going to be dependent on something happening once, where like
Mm-hmm.
twice means that it automatically just happens twice. That's how I see it.
Mm-hmm.
But in the
Yeah,
context
but it's
of like
multiplicative and additive again, basically, right?
of yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but in the context of like Maple Story, just like of like runes and stuff, it really does mean like the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
But but like in general, times and multiplied by meaning like 2x can mean something different.
Yeah. Well, it's Kami said. Sorry, not Kami. Other Kami. Musta said, if a boss always drops 2 of an item and you get it to drop 4, you can say it dropped twice, but you wouldn't really do that. You would say it dropped double. But I think the difference probably would be here. Like if you kill a boss and it drops an item and you loot it,
Yeah.
and then suddenly out of the air the drops appear again, then you would say it dropped twice, right? But if it drops once, but it drops all the items 2 times, then you would say it drops double.
So I think like the best way to think about it is like to think in like not whole numbers, right? So say if like the rate of like a boss dropping something was 50%, like half the time you get it, half the time you don't.
Mm-hmm.
If you're on 2x, then it's going to drop hopefully like 100% of the time, right? But if something happens twice, that means you'd like kind of assume that it would like drop two of them instead of just one of them, right? That's what I mean, right?
Yeah.
So of course it comes down to multiplicative versus additive,
Yeah. So I guess okay. So here's my preposition. You tell me if we can agree on this, okay? So if they say that the runes go from plus 100% to plus 200%, do you agree that it should say either the experience of the rune is doubled, or runes now give twice the bonus instead?
I think.
Do you think that would be clearer than the current wording?
I think they.
Yeah, those two mean the same thing, but they don't mean the same thing as what's in the patch notes now, as what sparked this whole thing.
Oh, yeah. So I didn't watch the video, so I don't have a lot of context.
They said it gives. Oh, fuck. Did they say it gives 3 times more? It's just my problem that the word more means plus, right? If you use it in words.
Yeah.
And it seems to be that people will argue that 2 times more means double. And that's really confusing for people who don't speak English, because then they don't know what they're supposed to mean. Because the easy argument is like, what is 50% more? Oh, that's half more. Okay, what is 100% more? Oh, that's double. Okay, so what is 2 times more then? That's also double? Like you can't have those two things.
Well,
that's
I think like for
right?
Sunny Sunday, the way they worded it was like plus 100%, right?
Hang on, let me see if I can find it. No, it wasn't Sunny Sunday. The Sunny Sunday is worded perfectly. But there's 2 things. Wait, let's see if I can get it on the stream. Hang on.
I don't have the stream up right now, so.
Yeah, no. So just so other people can see what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Yeah. So it says defeating the Infernal Wolf gives 1.5 times as much EXP, right? So that implies regular is 100%. Now you get 1.5 times as much, so you get 150%, right? That's correct, plus 50%.
So, the thing is, like, the amount of EXP that the Infernal Wolf gives is finite, and it can't happen twice. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so I agree with this one. I think this one is great. But then my problem is with the other one. It says runes give twice more EXP than normal.
Runes give twice more XP than normal. So, I mean, the thing is that those rates are like guaranteed from the EXP, right? It always gives plus 100%, right?
Yeah. So what is twice more than 100%?
It would be 200%. So it would be like more than double. Well, it'd be double. So I guess. Wait. So generally,
it's written confusingly, right? Can we agree on that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Totally.
So because you have to think, right? So what is runes give twice more than normal? So what is normal? Normal is plus 100%, right?
Yeah.
Twice more than that. So it's 100% plus 2 times that baseline of 100%. So it says here now that runes give 300%. Plus 300%, right? That's what it says here.
Yeah, the way I would assume it would be 400%.
Yeah,
Well,
your
not
base.
400.
Well, your
It
base
would
of
be four
100 and then
times.
plus 300. Yeah, so the runes would do like 4x, right?
Well, the thing is, if it's plus 200, right? It's plus 200 now. That means that it's 4x instead of 2x because 100% is 2x exp,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, well, that would be if it was multiplicative, but it's not. It's additive.
Oh, additive. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So if it was
Then
multiplicative, then this would technically be correct because you would be 100 plus
yeah,
300. You total up with 400. That would be correct.
yeah. You see, I didn't know that it was
Mm-hmm.
multiplicative.
Ah, I see. I see. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
I didn't know in this context, so I don't understand that. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No. Well, and that's why it's confusing when something say it doubles, but then they're applying plus 100%. But that's not your baseline, right? You have a bunch of other
yeah,
multipliers going on. Yeah, and that's the
exactly.
huge. Okay. Okay. But so you agree
So
with
it
me,
definitely is
but
confusing.
you have to know whether it's additive or multiplicative. I think we can.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think
Mm.
I mean a lot of those things aren't outlined like in the game so much, you know.
Yeah, it's not transparent for sure. You have to know how things stack exactly, and then
Exactly.
some things say like the wealth acquisition potion says meso drop rate, and then it's actually multiplicative obtain. Like it's not even in the realm of the same wording. Yeah, you have to kind of just know these things. Yeah, for sure. Okay, so
Yeah, I just think it requires a lot of background knowledge in the game. So,
right. Okay, so this is probably why people disagree with me because they don't know what the actual numbers are that it's disagree.
exactly.
I don't
Yeah, I
think
mean, I don't understand
inherently.
it.
Yeah, but I still feel that there's people who disagree with me when I inherently when they see 2 times more, they hear it as 2 times as much, and that's still confusing to me. But that's not you who thinks that. Okay, that's gonna be the next poll in the chat. We're gonna draw in the we're gonna pull in the next guy who thinks that that's the case, and then we're gonna iron that one out. I'm glad we got to the bottom of this.
Okay, so what's the full conclusion?
The full
Like,
conclusion is that we have to know if something is additive or multiplicative before we use 2x or twice.
exactly. Yeah, I mean, that's exactly it. Yeah, I think that's where it comes down. Like things being dependent or independent of each other. Yeah.
Yep.
Same thing.
Yep. You
Okay.
have to know what the baseline is. All right. Glad we could iron
Glad
it
we
out,
got that
dude.
sorted out.
Yes. Good. And say hi to the little guy.
Oh, I will.
All right. See ya.
Bye bye. Thanks.
Yep. Thank you. All right. I'm glad he was able to jump in and iron that one out. Cool. Okay. Now, new poll in the chat. Is 2x and 2x more the same? Yes. No. All right, new poll in the chat. Let's see if we can could completely iron this one out today. That would be beautiful. And then next time, when we have 160,000 new people, then we can completely swap communities with the next batch. We'll have to do it all over again, but at least we'll have the groundwork laid then. Oh, we already have 2 yeses. All right, fire up the Discord, guys. If you're answering yes to this one, fire up Discord. All right, they already heard my argument, so they already have a counter argument to that. So what's going to be my counter argument? Three people. Okay, you guys can 3v1 me, okay? Just going to the general. We're just gonna. You guys can 3v1 me on this. You guys can help each other out, because there's no way you're fucking winning this. I feel confident. I feel confident in this one. 3 of you guys start jumping into the Discord. Maybe there's gonna be 4, and 2 of you are gonna be trolls who are trying to trigger me. There's at least that one guy. Who was that? Who was the pink name guy? I think the wording on that is fine because runes typically give 1 time more EXP than normal, which is 100%. Wait, Sheldon? He usually gives 1 time more, yeah. And now he gives 2 times more instead, right? 2 times more instead would have been fine. But it doesn't say 2 times more. Instead, it says 2 times more than normal. And normal is plus 100%. So 2 times more than 100% is 300%. So the wording is not fine. Sheldon. All right, is it just 3 people? It's still gonna 3v1, dude. Can we make it a 4v1? Can we make it a 5v1? Answer the poll, guys. Please answer truthfully though, because this is something that I think is very important. Again, this is like, oh, grammar Nazi. Who the fuck cares? I care because we have international audience, okay? And people who don't speak English as a first language can hear these two things that mean different things, but people say that they mean the same thing, and it's confusing, okay? So we need to make sure that when people are not native English speakers, that we explain to them concepts in the same way. Otherwise, it's just very, very confusing for them, right? Let's not do that. After all these years being vague, Maple is not going to say something as simple as runes will give 300%. Well, that's because they don't. They give 200%. Can I answer yes and believe no? You can, but then I'm gonna just waltz over you. The value is 1, 2x is 2, 2x more is still 2. Ooh, Moti, that's a hot take. We're gonna debate that. Gonna have to start being on Discord and pre-screening people's arguments for stream. 2x more being base was 2x base. That's what it means, yeah. We have 5 people. All right, let's see them. Let's see them in the Discord. Let's go. 5v1. I'll take you all on. Let's go. Jump into the Discord. Go. And I'm going to be doing Dream Defender with my buffs on at the same time. Because, you know, we're just balling out of control with this one. All right. No challengers have joined the Discord yet. Just join any room. I'll drag you guys in here. 5 challengers. Where are they? If you can answer the poll, you can join the Discord. Come on. Wait. You weren't one of them, Noah. Motherfucker. You weren't one of them. Were you? Wait, did you click it? You dumbass. Get out of here. Fucking Noah. Okay, 4 challengers left. Oh, we actually left. Okay. Okay, he's just trolling. All right, 4 non-trolls. All he does is he just laughed. Yeah. Motherfucker just laughing. Did I leave my party? I did. Come on, guys. Look, I'm not gonna try to like bully you, right? You heard the last conversation. We're just trying to talk this out because I think it's important. You thought it was important enough to answer the poll. Unless all 5 of you were just trolling on the poll, of course, then that's... Oh my god, can I go through the portal, please? Oh, fuck, I didn't do my storm yet. Wait, how's this taking so little damage? Yeah, we're done. Cool. 2x is 2 times. Yes. Moti, get into Discord, dude. I disagree with you. Let's chat about it. Yeah, I think a lot of times it comes down to that, Corey. When you say 1 times more, people are like, well, nobody says 1 times more. It's like, I know nobody says it because it's fucking stupid, but it's still a thing. That doesn't mean it doesn't exist because nobody says it, right? You can't. Moti, what is 50% more? Okay? Wait, hang on. Moti, do you agree with the previous thing that 200% is 2 times? Do you agree with that? Wait, no, you're serious? Wait, get into Discord then. What the fuck? I thought you were just joking. Oh, you were going to be serious and troll me. Okay. Yeah, you want to have the troll conversation now? Okay. Yeah, come on. Okay, give me your...
Trying to hold my laugh.
Yeah, give me your serious voice, dude. Give me your... Okay, okay, Moti is going to type it in the chat and you're going to read what Moti says, okay?
Okay, I will.
Okay, Moti, you type it, and Noah is going to be your interpreter in the voice call. So you don't have to.
Yeah.
You don't have to be here. Noah is going to be your Just stick your hand up his ass and move him around like a puppet, okay?
It's easy to move me around my ass, and now I'm not gonna finish that sentence.
Yeah, I was kind of like, where is this going? Right, he's gonna wait, go. Yeah, well, like I am right. Scardor is wrong. Okay, wait. Scroll up and then go through what he said. Okay, and then we'll see how he replies. Is no one in mid?
2x is 2 times.
Yes.
If my value is set to 1,
Mm-hmm.
2 times more is 1 times 2 is equals 2.
Okay, so I disagree with that because more is plus. So if you say I have 1 apple, I have 1 more apple, then you have 1 plus 1. 1 more apple isn't 1 apple because you already started with 1. You have a base number there. So if you do 1 and then you do it 2 more times, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you do it once, you do it 1 time. You do it twice, you do it 2 times. If you already did it twice and then you say do it 2 more times, you don't end up with 2, you end up with 4 if you already did it twice before. I agree that more is additive. Okay, we're getting closer. All right. Oh wait, you're supposed. Sorry, that was your line.
Oh yeah, I agree that more is additive.
Okay. We're getting closer. All right. So you agree that more is additive, and you agree that 2 times is 200% of whatever you are taking 2 times, right?
I'm waiting, waiting for my brain.
Yeah, waiting for your brain. Yeah.
Since I see 2 times as an equation.
Wait, you forgot the line before that.
Oh, fuck. I think what is confusing is the 2 times versus 2 times.
See, you're reading it as the same, because it is the same! Ah! No, you have to read what he says, okay?
2x versus 2 times. Fuck.
Yes, there you go. Yeah. Don't.
Did I see 2x as an equation?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So 2x is an equation. You do 2 times something, right? And 2 times is you double it, because doing 2 times something and doubling it is very different. Okay. Apparently.
No. Yes, I agree. Grammatically, it sounds similar.
It sounds similar. Okay, we're getting really close to just saying that I'm right without actually saying that.
2 times, right? Like the x is times.
Okay, okay. This is going to be the breaking argument, okay? So you're still saying that 2 times. So do you agree that 2 times equals 200%? Do you agree with that, Moti? We're going to get him, guys. One step at a time. We're going to walk him. This is like a math proof in high school. We're going to, or like middle school, I guess. We're going to get there.
Isn't this the reason why people stopped using the x as a times sign in math? They use the other.
We use the period, right?
Use the one above Shift 8. I don't know what it's called.
Shift 8? What kind of keyboard do you have? Oh, the asterisk?
A normal one. No, wait, you have a different one because you're in.
No, I have a Dutch keyboard.
Okay.
Did you say correct keyboard? Excuse you. Okay, this is a Dutch keyboard. It doesn't mean it's correct. Okay.
I did.
Wait,
I did that on purpose.
You said something.
Oh, no.
You don't agree that taking 200% of something is the same as doubling something. Okay, then we can never agree on anything. You don't agree that something is 100%.
Then? Yeah. Look at it as the same way taxes are applied to products. You have 100%. In the Netherlands, you get 21% taxes on top.
Everything is shown as a pie chart. Okay, you take the whole pie chart. What percentage of the pie chart do you have? Is this because people can't like see something as a percentage of something because it has to be a whole for it to exist and be the thing, maybe? And it just blocks the thinking part of the brain there because like you can't take a part of a human and still be a human or something? Maybe that's like it doesn't function anymore, therefore it's not the thing anymore, therefore it's not like a percentage of the thing anymore, it's just like a blob of cells, maybe? I don't know. I'm trying to be generous to kind of like steelman the argument.
That makes less sense to me.
Oh. What if you say like I have a human and then you say I have half of a human, but it's like just a dead blob, then you wouldn't say it's half of a human, you would say it's half of a corpse, right?
Yeah, I feel like a baby's half a human, but yeah.
Yeah, you're looking more like in total amount of mass, but it has to be human still, right? It has to be alive, has to have a cognitive function, whatever the fuck, whatever you have as a requirement, right? Like that could be stopping people. You say like you have half a car, well you don't. Like you have like you have scrap, right? You don't. Yeah, it becomes something else now. Maybe that's what's blocking people's brains from like seeing something as a percentage of something, and it's not because. Yeah, I don't know. Wait, hang on. You stop talking, dude.
Yeah, I know.
Moti, are you okay, Moti?
My brain isn't.
Are you
working
thinking?
anymore.
Are you thinking? Kansas, Arkansas.
No, I think that this helps your argument actually, because if you say you have half a car, you can't drive half a car, so you don't have a car anymore.
Yeah,
So
I'm trying to help
having
his
something-
argument. Yeah, I'm trying
No,
to.
I think you're helping your own argument as well.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because having a full car is 100%. You have 100% of a car. That's when it's a car. So something that's full and complete is 100%.
Mm-hmm.
So when you have 200%, it's twice as much. Right? Or am I confused now?
Well, I mean, according to the chat, you are confused. Read your chat.
Yeah, lol, yeah, I'm just trying to see your point and see my point. I also think I'm a bit confused. So was I. So we're both confused. The body and the brains are confused. With my own thoughts. Yeah. And then I have to make the face, but that's difficult.
Sideways. Okay, so the train we were going to run down is that if you agree that 200% something is 2 times that thing, okay, which I think you should agree with, then you also agree that 50% of something is half more, right? And then 2 times 50% more is doubling it, so now you have 2. And that 2 times 50% is half of the 200% that we were talking about. So you need to do that again. So now you do it again, so now you have 3.
My other brain says wait twice. Because I'm also Masta, Kala, and Kami. We were multiplying. Did you just say 50% of something is half more?
50% more plus 50%.
Yeah, 50. So
because we're trying to get to
0.5x more.
Yeah, we're trying to get to like what is plus 2? What is 2 times more? And the argument that we've tried to use before is like, well, 1 time more is double, so 2 times more has to be another extra. But then people say, you don't say 1 time more, you don't say that, so therefore that doesn't work. It's like intuitively people can grasp that concept. So therefore we say, okay, what about 50% more? That's times 1.5, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you can't have 50% more and 200% more be just half apart. That doesn't make any sense mathematically. So
I think saying 0.5 more is better in this argument because it's the same as 50% more. Like a half more.
But 0.5 more or 1.5 times as much is the same.
Yeah, it is.
And it should be if you finished elementary school math, right?
Yeah, or he did it so long ago that he doesn't remember it.
I mean, I haven't used math in like 17. Oh God, I'm old. 16 years. But
I use it every day.
Yeah, I do it too to calculate my gains in MapleStory, bro. Like,
yeah.
Otherwise, I don't know my progress. Yeah, I didn't say 50% more, must I? Right? But we're not having any. Oh, Mochi, I do agree that 2x is 200% of something. Aha, but I still stand that 2x is not the same as 2 times more. No, of course, 2x is not the same as 2 times more. But 2 plus 2x is 2 times more.
It's not because of the x, it's because of the more.
Yeah, it's because... Well, I'm basically just putting every single word into like a symbol in math. So if you say 1 time, I hear x1 or asterisk 1, whatever you want, right? If I say here 2 times, I hear x2. If I hear 1 time more, I hear plus 1x. Or just plus 1 because, well, yeah, plus 1x because x is whatever you're already talking about. If I hear 2 times more, I hear plus 2x, right? Yo, thank you for the gifted subs, bro. You're not getting out of the argument this easily, Mochi. You can buy your way out of this one, okay? I appreciate the subs, though. You're not, I'm not, I enjoy this morning. Simple to pay. You can't bribe your way. Well, yeah, depending on where the world he is.
Yeah, I wish it was morning. No, wait, I don't, because then I have to start working.
Yeah, then you have to start working again. Yeah, to be careful what you wish for, punk. California PST. Yeah, that's a different time zone.
Body and brain are in a different zone.
Yeah. Oh shit! I went into. Right, you keep reading the chat, okay? Okay,
I think
so
you're...
he agrees that. So you agree that that 200% of something is twice that thing. Okay, you agree with that. But still disagree that. Wait, and do you then also agree that that 2 times more is 300% of the thing?
200, so 200% more is...
Because you're doing plus 200%, so you end up with 300%. Do you now agree with that as well, Moti? Oh shit, I'm already at 5. I thought I was at...
feel like my brain is typing. I'm not sure.
You're seeing like the 3 dots in your head.
Yeah, it is. It was. Yes, that is additive.
Ah, wait. Okay, so we
2x more.
won
2x
the
more.
we won the debate and we've won 5 subs. I say that's a W. 200% plus 100% is 300%. Exactly. Yes. So, in conclusion, Moti.
Victory.
So in conclusion, all right, if a rune goes from giving you plus 100% to instead goes to giving you plus 200%, and you write it as the rune gives 2x more. Wait, hang on. Let's get the exact wording. The runes give twice more EXP than normal. Do you now agree that this is wrongfully worded? That this implies that it goes from plus 100%, which is normal, to more plus 2x than normal, so plus 200? Ooh, another challenge has entered the arena.
I see.
Why is my damage in mils? Oh, I have a unit damage skin, which I had before, but it was turned into the Korean damage skin because of some bug. But there's special damage skins out that give you units, so there's not, the whole screen isn't full of numbers, so you can actually see what the boss is doing and everything. So whenever there are damage skins, they have a little U on the top right, I think, that shows that they are unit damage skins. They're out every now and then, specifically in events. Why am I doing this during Spirit Savior? I need to...
Tomet says they could have just written twice as effective. That's true, but they translate it from Korean, and they don't know how to read Korean probably, so just use Google Translate, and this is what happens.
That's possible. Although for the Inferno Wolf, they did it correct, because it's 50% more, and they did 1.5 times as much. And that's the problem. 1.5 times as much or more. Those are not things. I think Moti, I see your point. Yeah, I see that 2 times more is misguided, since the rune should be 300% from the wording. Exactly. All right, Moti is on board. Now, Mr. Shoulder Shake is not on board. Mr. Shoulder Shake, do you want to get in Discord? And we can talk about, and I can help you see the light, or do you want to use Noah here as your soundboard? You go hold you accountable? Why? I already said I misspoke, that I forgot to say more. I don't know why you're trying to, like... Yeah, I already said I meant to say more there. Oh, you were yeah, no, you were right. As soon as you said it, yeah, I forgot to say more there. Which I also agree, in the context of like being clear with wording and with multiplication, is very, very confusing.
I don't think my second brain wants to work.
No, he's there.
Oh,
no, yeah.
As my soundboard, I'm checking in Sonberg and got the stream open and heard the conversation.
All right, so just to catch you up, okay? So the problem is, it says runes give 2x more EXP than normal. Okay, we had a conversation before this where we talked about whether something is 2x or double. It's important to know that if the base number that you're multiplying, whether that is... whether what you're doing is additive or multiplicative, right? If we're talking in MapleStory, because if something says it doubles your experience, it's important to know if it actually doubles everything you already have, or if it just gives you plus 100%, right? That's not the same. So we have already have that figured out. So the conversation is here. Runes are going from plus 100% to plus 200%. So is your argument that what it says right there, that runes give twice more EXP than normal, that is correct, or that is wrong? Why can't it be seen as both ways? Because they don't mean the same thing. Does one have to be wrong and one right? Yes, because one implies plus 200%, and one it should be, and one implies plus 300%, which is more. It's a different number. Your argument is basically like, why can't we see 2 and 3 as just the same thing? Because if you do that, a whole bunch of other stuff kind of starts falling apart, right? Because a lot of other terms and concepts are connected to the thing that we know that 2 and 3 are different, and more so that 2 is 50% more than 2, right? That 3 plus 50% of 2 is... Yeah.
I understood that the effect of the rune is doubled, so it would go from 100 to 200% bonus. True, if it's at as much 2 times as much XP like it does for the Infernal Wolf.
Yes.
Then that's what it's...
So how can you understand that it goes from 100 to 200 when that's not what it says there? You live for conversations like this? Nice. Upside down smiley face. Not sure, serious.
I need it.
Okay, so what my team says, I agree with, and I also think it's fucking stupid. You thought that twice more meant plus 200%, but I know people mean plus 100%. And that's the problem. You know what it actually means, but you know people are fucking dumb, and they say the wrong thing. And then, now the problem is, if someone says twice more and they actually mean plus 200%, you could have a wildly different concept of what they are actually talking about, because every time you're not quite sure if they actually mean it right when they're saying it wrong, or if they mean exactly what they're saying. And now it's on you as the listener to have to double check to make sure if the person you're talking to is dumb or not, because they don't give a fuck about how they convey message, right? And that's where the problem is. The problem shouldn't be on the person who's receiving the message to double check if they make sure that your misspeaking is actually correct or wrong. It should be on the person conveying the message to make sure that you're conveying the correct message. And that's my whole issue with this whole thing. To not put it on the listener, but to put it on the person saying the message. Because it's very easy to just be like, oh, you could understand what I'm saying when you're saying it wrong, and then suddenly it's not your problem anymore. That's really fucking lazy, you know?
There's something that makes it even worse, because runes give 200% EXP, normally. So if it says 2x more, that means it would be 400, right?
2x more than normal? That would be... that it would be 600.
600, yeah! I would love 600% EXP runes.
Now, I agree that if actually, I don't know exactly how experience works, and it's actually plus 100%, but that becomes then your base experience, so the multiplication is actually even more complicated, then I agree that I might be wrong, but then every other interpretation is also wrong, because the actual amount would be like plus 387% or something crazy like that, you know? Wait, okay, do we have any... Body, do you have any more statements in the chat?
The confusion is the more, so people think it's 200% plus the initial 100% bonus.
Oh my god, Sauce is wrong too. Oh my god. It's okay, Sauce. You can have the exact same argument. You can help Mr. Wait, what's your brain's name right now?
Mr. Shoulder Shake.
Yeah, Shoulder Shake and Sauce. You guys can team up.
Is it like dancing? Because Shoulder Shake, that's like.
Yeah, it's the oh, there's a name for that. There's a name for that shoulder shake. It's like the
I don't know. Extra rune is 300%. Normal rune is 1x.
Wait, hang on. What was the thing that Mr. Shoulder Shake said before? Hang on. Diffusion is the more, so people think if it says 200% plus the initial 100% bonus. Yes, it's not that people think that. It's that's what it actually says, right? Twice more than normal. Normal is plus 100. Twice that more, so twice that on top of the normal, which is 3 times that. So that's saying It's saying that runes give plus 300% when they don't. They give 300% and you will agree with me that 300% and plus 300% are not the same thing, right? Because if they were the same thing, then why would the fucking plus be there? Plus 300% is 400% because your baseline is 100%. Twice more than 1 is 200% more than 1. Yes. So 1 plus 200%. Yes! Exactly. It's 300%. Runes don't give plus 300%. They give plus 200%. They add to 300% in total. Adding powers to things? Yeah. Ugh.
I think All My Brains, you won the argument over All My Brains. So.
No, I think Sauce is still on another page, actually.
Oh, Sauce, he says 100 plus 200%, so that's what it says.
He's like he's very close, but he misses the last step. It should say runes give twice more EXP than normal runes. Nope. Nope, that would still be wrong. That's what it says right now. It's still wrong. It says runes give double the experience compared to normal.
Yeah, that's right. The wording is incorrect, but but is there a way to confirm what they meant? To see what they meant exactly?
Yeah, because the orange mushroom patch notes from KMS actually just say runes give plus 200% instead of plus 100%. So you just look at the fan translated KMS patch notes from Max, who are more correct than the official GMS patch note. And the fact that in general haste events have double rune effect. If you just say double the rune effect, it's already done. Like, it's fewer words, it's completely non-confusing, and it means exactly what you want to say. It's like easier to say it, it's shorter, it can't be confused, it's just better in every way. Having a rune active gives you 2x more EXP than normal. No, it doesn't. Again, okay, wait. You're taking a step back, and you're going back from. You're basically jumping back into the old argument, because this is apparently like the main confusion. Actually, I should just upload this to YouTube, and then Sauce can watch the YouTube video and then be like, "Oh yeah, okay, these are all the." Because if you go back into the VOD, we literally had this conversation 3 minutes ago. More is not more than. Yes, it is. What else is more than more than? More means less than? More means the same as? What can more mean differently than more than, Sauce? I'm curious. Wait, Sauce can actually talk for himself. Sauce, jump in Discord. Because Sauce is competitive as fuck, but so am I. Okay, we can hash this one out.
If he joins, then I'm gonna leave you at it.
Yeah, because it's gonna get... You're working? Wait, like with other people? Can you talk while you work? I'm working too, dude. W Omega Lol RK. Dude,
Is
50 of
everyone
these.
working from home nowadays?
Yeah, I guess so. But I mean, it's a different thing of like being actively like doing job stuff and just chatting at the same time, because your concentration level does dip, of course. Like, my speed of doing my dailies always goes down when I'm talking and explaining stuff as well. People are like, well, you put so many hours in and you don't even have a 275. It's like, well, because I'm not really playing efficiently. If I do all my dailies off stream, I do them in like 2 hours. If I do them on stream, sometimes it takes like 6 or 7. It's really
even if you just put in your time, you put in all your other characters on your main, you will be 275 probably.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
You have to use brain for work, not for...
Yeah, Seth is right. You have twice more than the normal base experience, but not twice more than the normal rune experience. That's the problem. And they compared it to the normal rune experience, not to the normal base experience. And that's where the problem is. This is brain for work, not for arguments. Yeah, exactly, yeah. Well, it's really unfortunate that you use the word like, oh, for semantic. It is technically a semantic argument, but it almost feels like you're using it to make it like it's not a big deal or something. Like, let's say tomorrow they say like, oh, the drop rate for everything is like increased by how could they fuck that
2
up?
times more.
Well, yeah, it's like, well, they say like it's like coupons are now 2 times more effective. And what they mean is it's 2 times as effective. Then they're basically lying. Because what they're saying is not right. And then you'll be like, oh, but they just misspoke. They just meant something else than what they said. But that's what lying is, right? Meaning something else than what you're saying. If you're not, like, if you're in an official capacity and you have to explain yourself. Do-do-do. I don't want to give people a pass for things that are wrong when they're this wrong. This is like past the line of wrongness, I guess. And I guess if you live your whole life with people who make this mistake all the time, then you're just okay with this. I can understand that too, because you don't want to constantly have to argue with everyone about how wrong they are, because it gets really annoying, and then you get seen as the annoying guy because you want to be correct and everyone else just wants to be lazy and just say the wrong thing and be like, oh, you can just understand what I'm saying. All I can say is, like, I've worked with people who work with like accounting and with maths and stuff, and if you make this mistake, it's like a really big deal, because it can be a huge, like, if you do something 200% or 300%, that's a huge fucking difference. And I had economics always in all of my schooling projects and everything, and if you fuck up percentages like this, like, you lose marks because it's just wrong. It's not like, oh, you can understand what I'm saying. No, it's just fucking wrong. Like, your accounting will suddenly just not make sense anymore.
Yeah, lying implies intent. That's what I agree with. I don't think it's intentional from Nexon's side.
Well, the problem is I've already corrected this like 4 times in the past. And after how many times does it become intentional? If it's intentionally not caring about telling the truth, isn't it? Can you say it as a lie then? If someone has been corrected on something like 3 times, and they haven't given up like an argument against it, and you know that they're aware of the correction, but then they don't care about it and still say the other thing, couldn't you classify it as lying then?
They don't care about it. That's the main problem.
Yeah. I agree. But if you say something that you know has a good chance of not being true, but you don't care about it being true, would that be in a different category than lying? I would say that overlaps. I don't know if they're aware. I've messaged Ghibli about like similar situations like this like 4 times already, and the past 3 times they've always, well, I've had to like go back and forth on this like 3 times, and then eventually they did change the patch notes and update it in the patch notes. But this mistake keeps happening again.
What are their arguments when you bring it up? Do they have arguments, or are they just like, okay, we'll change it?
Usually they counter with like the same thing that the chat is countering with right now, and then I counter with what I counter with right now, and then they're like, okay, we'll clarify it. And then but what this means is that I guess in the end it still doesn't go through. People still don't understand, I guess, what the disagreement is. It's not like, oh, I like you to word it differently so it's more clear. I want you to word it differently so it actually is what you mean and not something else.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Well,
what if it was worded rune changed from 1x to 2x more EXP than normal? That would be right. What I want is I want it to say double the rune effect. Done. 4 words. 4 words, and it's not weird. It's exactly correct. No one can read it in a different way. It's just 4 words. Even what you said is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 words, and it's kind of more confusing. Runes give twice their normal experience bonus. Yeah. Rune experience bonus doubled. That's all it needs to say. Nothing more, nothing less. Normal equals the normal rune bonus. Exactly, Sauce. So if you say twice more experience than the normal rune bonus, right? You're saying plus 2x normal, 100 plus 2x 100% plus 300%, total of plus 300%, not true, right? Sauce is seeing it right now. Runes have other effects as well. True. Yeah. So I would say double. So rune experience bonus doubled. That's what you want.
Well, I gotta cook my dinner, so
Yep.
good luck. See ya.
Thanks, dude.
Bye.
All right.
No problem.
Bye, suck puppet Noah. You said 2x more than, but if you're saying rune bonus is 1x, 2x more than normal is 3x. Yes. Yes, so we're talking about the bonus now, right? We're not talking about the total, we're talking about the bonus. The normal rune bonus is 100%. And what does bonus mean? Bonus implies more. Bonus implies plus, right? Keep that in the back of your head. So we're talking about plus 100% on the rune. 2 times more than normal is 3 times. Yes. So you're saying that the rune goes from plus 100% to plus 300%. Yes. Which it doesn't. It goes to plus 200%. It only doubles. It doesn't triple. Going from 100 to 300% would be tripling. You agree with that? It doesn't triple. It doubles. Now, if it actually does triple, then all of this is for nothing. And what they said was actually true. And I'm talking out of my ass. And we're actually getting double the bonus that we usually get. Because the bonus is usually 100%. And now it goes into plus 200%. But if you look at KMS patch notes that Orange Mushroom did. Fuck, where is this thing? For the haste event, which was together with, I think, the Pink Bean. No, before the anniversary Halloween here. This one. And you look at rune. Oh, that was the last one. What? I went up, not down to. Rune's experience buff effect will be increased from 100% to 200%. Right? That's what's happening. The then there is in most people's brain is being translated to compared to. I know, but that's wrong. Right? You agree that that's confusing, right? Because in some situations, so I agree that you want to make sure that you understand what the person is saying, right? But do you agree that it's unfair that someone can just put something out there that's technically wrong, but that it's on you as the listener to have to interpret what they probably mean and see how they're probably wrong, but what they're probably intending to say, how that's prone to way more confusion than if the person who sends the message instead makes sure that they're clear and that they say the right thing so that you don't have to have your filter possibly fuck that up? Yeah, of course it happens every day with language, but I think it's unfair to add on to that when it's not necessary. You think it's careless? Yeah, and I would say that that's something that we can correct and that hopefully, right, we can make sure that it doesn't happen. And I think when it comes to numbers and you want to be exact with like how good an event is, because this is the next thing, being careless about how good a bonus is. Sure. But I agree with fair. But would you also agree that it's fair to say that if someone is being kind of loose with the terms of how good something is, they could be blowing it out of proportion and kind of showing something to be actually better than it is to make it look like more, right? Like let's say you have a presentation and you're like, oh, our profits this quarter are 2 times more than they were last time. And someone was like, whoa, they're not 2 times more than they were. They're double. They're only 1 time more. It's like, oh, but you know what I mean. Yeah, I know what you mean, but that's not what you said. You made it seem like even more than it was because you're trying to blow it out of proportion. You're trying to grandstand. You're trying to make it look like more, right? But here's the problem. What if someone says 3 times more? Now, do you mean 3 times or do you mean 4 times as many times, right? And I do get that because if you want to make it look like more, if you're doing a presentation for your managers and stuff, and you want to make it seem like you did a whole bunch of things, you're going to use the biggest number. And if people kind of like know what you mean and it's not that big of a deal, then you can just use the bigger number and be like, oh, I said 4 times more, but I meant 4 times as much. You know what I meant. But at the same time, what you said is you said it multiplied by 5 when it only multiplied by 4. And when it actually comes down to the numbers, you're not saying what is there. Right? Don't want to jump scare you. You want to jump in? Wait, am I in the thing? Yeah, jump in. Wait, are you here? What's on? What's up?
Yep. Isn't it a bit bad to assume that we're using the rune experience without any experience buffs on top? So when they say normal, don't they really just mean the rune itself and not, you know, the experience that you would get during a rune without any experience buffs on?
Well, wait, that's how we read it though, right? Normal is normal. We see the word normal as normal rune buff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? So 2 times more EXP than the normal rune buff. Normal rune buff is plus 100%, right?
The normal rune buff is 100%, yeah. Exactly.
Well, yeah, the buff is 100%, which means plus 100% EXP, correct?
Yeah, but what if they're talking the normal being the base experience? Because the rune gives 1 times more XP than normal, right?
Exactly. That would be correct. Yeah. Right, yeah. But that's not what this implies. This implies, if you say then normal, then that's the shortened form of then normal rune buff, right? That's what's implied in the sentence.
I guess the implication we're assuming can be different. And that's where the whole confusion can come from.
Yeah. So to clear up that confusion, you just say the rune EXP buff is doubled. You agree? Then there's no confusion.
Yeah, I know there's better ways to word this, but I'm just saying that
yeah, so my argument is
assumptions on what the normal is.
Yeah, and what do you agree with my argument for, like, if you do a presentation and stuff? Do you see?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is kind of like my problem, is that if everyone starts being okay with this, you're basically getting sold. What we say over here, you're getting sold a dead bird, basically, right? Because it's like, oh, look at this thing, and it has wings, and it has got like a beak, and it's got shiny feathers and shit. But because you're trying to promote all the things, and you're trying to like make the things that are part of it seem like way bigger than they actually are, but what you end up with is something less. And then some people might actually see this and be like, oh shit, it's huge, and then get disappointed in how much the buff is because they worded it wrong. Or the next time, it might be something that's way more impactful when they say, hey, the rune, the amount of drop you gain from a droplet is 2 times more than normal. And then people be like, oh shit, so now we're going to get like 4 droplets an hour. It's like, oh no, we got only 3 because they were basically, right? And that's when you get into the line of like, where are you kind of willfully taking advantage of people willing to give you the benefit of the doubt and like playing that out, and when are you just not caring about what you're saying, and when are you just there's like 3 situations, right? One is you're just saying it because you don't care. One is you're saying it this way because you're safe, right? You can just retreat to whatever. And then the other one is you're willfully trying to mislead people, right? I'm pretty sure it's just the former. I mean, it could be just that you don't know the difference, I guess. Right?
Someone made a drawing in paint.
I made a shitty graph to explain this. Okay. Well, I did that before. 2 times more than normal. Yes, this is what we're trying to get at. Yes. Normal is the ball. The ball is 100%. Okay, there's no. Okay, we're going back to fucking elementary school. Okay, there's no percentages. There's no fractions. There's apples. Johnny has usually Johnny goes to the store and buys 1 red ball, okay? Today Johnny bought 2 times more balls than normal. 2 times more than normal, all right? He didn't buy 2 times as many as normal, but he bought 2 times more than normal. So normally he buys 1, then he added more, 2 times what he normally buys, which is 2. So he actually bought 3 balls. This just needs to be explained when kids are like 7, all right? And then we can have none of these conversations will be necessary, please.
I just think that
yeah, it's true if normal experience refers, but that's not sorry to cut you off, but that's not what is. If you know more about this game, that's not technically correct, because if normal is normal EXP, then this is still not wrong. is still not right because you have other experience multipliers. You have gold experience potions, you have bonus experience in your legion, in your hyperstats, you have all of that. So the base experience isn't 100%, right? So they can only speak to the bonus of the rune and what happens to the bonus of the rune. So that is implied in the sentence.
Yeah, keep in mind the person writing the patch notes probably doesn't even know what MapleStory is.
Yeah, that's a whole other fucking problem. Yeah, and then maybe that ties back into the first conversation where we had, where it depends on if it's additive or multiplicative. And if you don't really know, this could be correct because technically the way you read it, it looks like plus 300%. And if it's regular 100% but multiplicative, then that's technically true. Is it though? Actually, hang on. Only if it's the base amount, right? It depends on how the multiplication would work. It could be true. It could still be wrong also, but it would depend on how the experience multiplication works. Yeah.
The only thing I can try to defend what is said there is that they're trying to replace the rune gives 1 times more experience than normal with rune gives 2 times more experience than normal. That would be the...
Just say the rune EXP buff is doubled. Just say that.
Sure.
It's so simple. No one can understand it wrong. They say,
But
oh, the buff,
usually-
whatever the plus is, that's just doubled. Okay.
Yeah,
And it's
I'm
immediately.
just saying because usually in patch notes you go like increase from X to Y.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like the
then
Inferno
would
Wolf, you
wanna
mean?
say-
1.5 times as much EXP. So you say like runes give 2 times as much. You could also say runes give 2 times as much EXP. You could also say that. That's also correct. That's also simple.
Is it? No, then you would be arguing 2 times more, 2 times as much EXP as what?
As the base amount. 2 times as much means 2 times as much as
Are
it
you
does now,
multiplying
right?
your base by 2, so you're getting
Yeah.
double experience?
Yeah.
So you're getting plus 100%.
No, the baseline of
That's
a rune
not-
is giving plus 100%. If you do 2
Yeah,
times as
but when
much
you
as
say-
100%, then you get plus 200%.
Yeah, but if you say a rune gives 2 times experience, then you're going to assume it's plus 100%. The wording wouldn't be clear either way.
If you whoa, hey, hang on. If you say the runes give 2 times as much EXP, which implies as they do now at the end, right? That's implied in that sentence. You agree with that?
No.
No? 2 times as much as what
No.
then?
2 times as much XP. You
That's
pop
what-
the rune, you get 2 times as much XP.
No, that's
The
you get
buff
2.
for
You
the
get.
rune would be 2 times as much XP. That would be what the patch note would be saying.
Wait, hang on.
I'm not comparing it to anything. I'm comparing it to...
Yeah, so you have nothing to
just-
compare to, so you have to compare to itself then, right?
I have nothing to compare to. So
If
I'm
I
just
say-
gonna
okay,
compare
okay,
with
if I
base
say-
experience.
If I say I buy 1 more apple, what does that sentence mean, do you think? Do you think it could mean I have 1 apple and I buy another one, or does it mean I buy a car and then I buy another apple? What does 1 more apple mean? More implies that you're already buying apples, no?
Yes.
Okay.
But we always have the same base experience, right?
So you have X, whatever X is, amount of experience, plus
Yes.
1 apple, plus 1 buff of the rune,
Okay.
right?
What I'm trying to say is that the rune itself, right?
See,
gives
Embrace
you
the Light is
2
saying, so the
times-
actual rune buff is 300% now. No, it's 200%. This is worded wrong. That's what we're talking about for the last hour.
I'm saying the way that... How did you say it exactly? Let me write it down.
Okay, so there's 2 ways that I would say it. I would say the rune EXP bonus is doubled, right? So you're implying the experience that comes from the rune, how much it usually adds to you, that amount is doubled, but everything else stays the same,
that's
right?
like the most clear way, and everyone would understand what we're talking about. And
Yeah, but
we would be done with it.
you and I both agree that that does imply that you have to know that the buff is additive. If you don't know that, then you don't know that that would be the way to write it. Because if this is
Experience.
multiplicative instead, then that wouldn't be correct.
It would. You would just double this portion of the bonus, right? So even if it was
Hang on, yeah, if it was
you were-
multiplicative, it would also be right.
yeah.
Because it's multiplicative, because it's a final multiplier.
Oh wait, no, actually, because you're multiplying by 2, you would need to be multiplying by 4, which is not the case.
Well, okay, let's say that the amount of experience that you usually get is X, right?
Yeah.
And you add 100%. So, and you go to adding plus 200%. So you double whatever the bonus is from the rune, but you don't have to talk about X at all. So that's correct.
If you don't know, you're not adding 100%, you're multiplying by 2.
Yeah. So let's say that you don't know. So you go from X to 2X, and then you double the bonus. Then you go from X to 3X, right? Because the portion bonus from the rune is doubled. So instead of adding 100% of X, you add 200% of X, because the part of the rune is doubled.
If it was... Wait, what if it was multiplicative?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now.
Rune,
so X is all the experience you
200%.
usually get, right? And then the rune usually doubles that. So you go from X to 2X. But now X plus X equals fucking 2X, right? And then instead of the second X, you put 2X there. That portion is doubled. So then you go from X plus 2X equals 3X. So it's still correct if it's additive or multiplicative. If you talk about just the bonus from the rune, if you say the bonus from the rune is doubled, that's always correct if it's additive or multiplicative.
the bonus from the rune.
Yeah, because you have to see it like in the right side of your screen. You see how much experience you get from all the sources, right? So let's say you see all of the sources, and then you see the rune adds this much. Whether that's additive or multiplicative, if you just say whatever the rune gives is doubled, that's always right.
True. Yeah, true.
So they should just add that. Even if they don't know what it is, you should always write it like that. Because you can't be wrong, and it's simpler. Like,
true. But there was another way you were saying it, and I had a small issue with that.
The other way I said it was, well, that's basically what I said. The rune gives 2x as much exp, and that to me implies the whatever is the rune as an experience source. So again, I'm looking at the right side of the screen, right? The amount of experience that shows up, like this is from the rune, that is 2x, like that doubles. That would also be correct.
Gives 2 times as much experience.
Yeah, and as much is important there, right? Not like more, or because that gets confusing.
Because you're comparing it to the rune itself.
Yeah, so that would be like the same way as it's written in the Defeating Infernal Wolf, where it says Defeating Infernal Wolf gives 1.5 times as much EXP. It could also say it gives 1.5x EXP. That would also work. The as much is kind of unnecessary there, right?
Yeah, what Sauce is saying is what I was saying earlier. If the sentence is correct, if you're reading it as it describes what the rune does now, instead of comparing it to what the rune normally does.
Yeah, but it implies, the word normal implies what a rune normally does, I would say, because if you're going by normal base experience, I know that you can imply that, but it's not correct, and not everyone is going to read it like that. So I feel like you're being like almost on purpose, like a little vague there, so that you can kind of never be right and also never be wrong, but you can like fight any side of it and always kind of like get out of it. So I agree with you that it kind of reads like someone who wrote this doesn't know exactly how the system works, so they just kind of wrote it like that, so it can't really.
I would just defend them changing, like doing the same way they did for the rune cooldown. It got reduced from 15 to 10. Just say the rune experience was changed from whatever to whatever.
Well,
and then you can
rune cooldown time reduced
well.
from 15 to 10 minutes.
If you said that the rune experience was changed from 100% to 200%, it doesn't matter how the system works, it's still correct, right?
Sorry, can you say that again?
The rune experience was changed from plus 100% to plus 200%.
Yeah, which is basically what the KMS, well, like what Max said, right?
Exactly.
Rune's experience buff effect will be increased from 100% to 200%. And then experience buff implies a plus, and the increase implies,
So I just defend them standardizing and doing that wording for everything, because I think that's clearer for everyone else. When you say what it was before and what it is now, it just
Yeah, exactly,
It,
and
it,
that's
it
why
stops this whole argument.
Yeah,
Of,
yeah. Well, it's not like an argument. It's just a confusion. It's not clear because like the
Yeah.
Infernal Wolf one is super clear. It gives 1 times as much EXP. Cool. I read that. I immediately know what you mean. And then this one, I have to think. Okay, do they mean the other thing? Is it more now than it usually is? Now we have to look at previous patch notes. KMS doesn't say so. Now we have to start investigating because they're not clear. Yeah. We should change that line. Yeah, but just have it like multipliers be uniform. Because with the runes, they say rune cooldown time reduced. Technically, it's the rune. What is it? Rune darkness debuff timer reduced from 15 to 10 minutes. But they could also say like the rune cooldown timer is reduced by 33.33%. They could also say that. And now people have to be like, oh, what is the normal one? And now they have to start doing maths, right? You don't want to have. You want it to be clearer than that. So this is like clear enough when people know like, oh, or they could be like, it's reduced by 1/3, and then people would be like, okay, it's 15, 1/3 reduction, 15 minus 1/3 of 15 is 5, is so 10, right? You could make it very complicated if you want to, but just make it simple. And I think they tried to make it too simple here where they lost the meaning, because maybe the first right, I don't know. And again, like a lot of people will kind of know that, oh, that's probably what you mean. But when it comes to these numbers, it's important because it's just one is right and one is not. And then,
a complete sidetrack. What do you think about saying runes appear more frequently without saying exactly, how frequently more do they appear?
Well, everything like that, I am like elite monsters appear more frequently. I hate that shit, right? because it's so there's a thing that Destiny mentions sometimes. It's like some statements can be not even wrong. Do you know what that implies?
Not even wrong?
Yeah, not even wrong. Like if you say something like, oh, 1 + 1 is 6, I can tell you like that's wrong, and I can like prove and talk to you about why that's wrong. But if you say something and I can't even prove how it's wrong, then it's basically a completely nonsense statement. It doesn't add anything, right? It's just vacuous.
Yeah. Okay.
So if you say like something happens more frequently, I'm like, wow, that's super amazing, dude. But like we can't do anything with that.
Adjusted the appearance rate of runes.
Like, is it one more time in a lunar cycle, or is it instead of every 15 minutes? Because we have to know what the current appearance is, and I don't think we know that. I think it is every like 15 minutes if at least X amount of monsters are killed in the map, I believe. Because if you're not actively killing in a map, I don't think the new rune appears. You have to kill a minimum amount of amount of monsters. And if you have, then the runes pretty much appear every 15 minutes.
Yep.
But there's a requirement there for monster kills, and that's not disclosed whatsoever. I don't know if people have actually tested those numbers. Runes appear on a dynamic timer, so they can't really say how much more often. What we're just saying the same thing, right? Like they appear on 15 minutes if X amount of monsters are killed. Do you agree with that? Because if you're just constantly training, as soon as the rune is out, boom, the new one is like always there. It's always like within 5 seconds if you're actively killing and you're training very quickly. But if you're on a lower level character and you're not really killing monsters very quickly, sometimes you have to wait like 10 minutes after your rune timer is done before the next one spawns, right? I think it's because it's connected to how many monsters get killed. I'm pretty sure it is. And the same thing is with elite monsters. Like elite monsters only spawn when you kill X amount of monsters. And that's why people are like, oh my god, I just got my rune and a fucking elite spawns, and they seem to always synchronize. It's because both of them are linked to how many monsters you kill. And that's why I believe that elite bosses and runes are synchronized way more than they should be. And because it's like weighted towards the amount of monsters that you kill. And that's where the RNG, the randomness also comes in, I believe.
Yep.
Okay, I was going to do at least one rune before, one fucking totem before, then now it's an hour and a half before. Fuck me, dude. Now I'm going to have to do 2 runes after. So we're good. Yeah?
So what they should have said is reduce the amount of monsters required for a rune to spawn by X amount. Or,
maybe,
reduce the timer by this amount.
Or runes now can spawn every 10 minutes instead of every 15 minutes, provided you still kill enough monsters, but then enough monsters has to be a known number. I don't know. Maybe it's
But
enough.
did they reduce the timer, or did they just reduce the amount of mobs you need to kill, or both, or none of them? Maybe we're all assuming things that are not true about the game systems.
Well, you can't. A map has a timer on how quickly a new rune can spawn, right? If you activate a rune in a map, there's never going to be one, even if there's like 1 million people training in a map, that map is never going to spawn a rune at least 15 minutes after that. The one that was just activated.
I've got a tinfoil hat theory that is the rune has a timer, and every mob you kill reduces the timer for it to appear. And that's why you can sometimes go to maps where like nobody usually trains, and you kill one mob and a rune appears immediately.
But I think that's because it already has like saved up kills.
But what if? But people don't usually go to that map, right? I mean, I can probably test that on EU. Go to a map no one goes to, like spawn the mobs there, move out.
Yeah, like it doesn't
for,
have
like,
any doesn't have any mobs yet, and so you know it's like the first kills. Yeah.
On the first kills, the runes don't appear. I've had that happen multiple times. But it could just be random, you know.
Yeah,
it could be every mob you kill has a chance to.
Yeah, but there's still a minimum, right? Because you never spawn a rune in a map that you're training on by yourself if you still have the rune or the debuff on. You never just spawn a rune while you're still going, right? Maybe in the last 3 seconds of the debuff or something, maybe, but it's always like close to that number.
So now that's another thing to add to the equation. When a mob is killed, it checks if the player who killed it has a rune active or not, debuff active or not.
Mm-hmm.
And if it has, then it doesn't spawn.
And then maybe how long the buff has been deactive, and like the longer it's been deactive, the higher the chance of spawning the rune on the. Oh god! And then up to like 3 minutes is like 100% or something, maybe.
I don't know. I just want them to disclose cubes and familiar rates.
Yeah, everything is rigged, bro. We can't trust anything. Can't trust the system, man. Put on the tinfoil hat.
Everyone's bitching about the compensation and all of that, and I'm just here thinking they haven't released the cube rate yet.
Yeah, or like
there's the familiar ones.
Yeah, familiar weights. We have no idea how that works. True. All right, let me get some dailies done.
Solved if they let people data mine without getting banned, or if they just disclosed everything, you know.
Yeah, disclose things, or don't, because it's like Spado data mines a bunch of shit, but that's because he doesn't play, right?
Yeah, can't get banned if you don't play.
Yeah, true. That's the only. Honestly, there's probably people who've gotten banned without playing.
Really? You think?
I've gotten banned in Twitch chats without ever chatting there, so I don't know.
Yeah, but that's people knowing who you are and banning you. So.
But who knows? Okay, who in fucking got X's chat knew who I am? Like, this doesn't make any fucking sense.
It could be. Don't those streamers usually have like a reward thing where you can ban a certain person from the chat?
Destiny had that for a while in his chat, which was really annoying because one time I just got banned for 24 hours because someone redeemed it. I was like, what the fuck, dude? Now I can chat at all. It's fucking stupid. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's just like one with like VIP or like with mod privileges in his chat, like saw me in the other chat and I was like, oh, I don't like this guy. Boom, permaban from that other chat.
Yeah, exactly. Some people do that.
It's fucking weird, but yeah.
Also, some people have bots on Twitter that they know who you're following, and if you're following certain people, they'll just automatically.
Oh yeah, there's like a lot of stuff like that on Reddit as well, right? Like if you see someone in your Reddit, but then you see that they also post on certain other subreddits, and you don't like what they're saying there, you just immediately like fucking ban them, or they're like highlighted, so you're like, oh, don't trust whatever this person is saying because they're like an R the Donald poster or something, you know?
I know they do that for Twitter specifically. I don't know about Reddit.
A mod who asked for a carry and I refused to carry? Oh, maybe, dude. Yeah. Because there's probably some RuneScape players in the Greek God X community, so there might be some there might be some of those who jump into MapleStory as well.
Don't shit talk RuneScape, okay?
Well, a little bit. I'm gonna shit talk it a little bit, dude. I mean,
you
have to agree that with how bad the graphics are in MapleStory, they still like tower the graphics of RuneScape.
It depends. Are you?
It's an
talking about old
aesthetic,
school?
okay? I agree it's an aesthetic, but it's it's not a good one.
I mean, we can agree to disagree.
Yeah, we can agree to disagree. Like, it's perfectly fine to build like 6,000 campfires in town because you want to upgrade your fucking food making capacity or whatever the fuck it is. That's just normal
Fire
gameplay.
making.
Like, you see a dude just like burning a village because he's like trying to increase his fire making skills. It's just perfectly, it's just okay gameplay to do, I guess. You know, people just have different standards. Sub milestones, start playing RuneScape. Yeah, 5,000 subs will do it. Bring it in, boys. All right, let me. This is gonna be a very long upload. Are you okay with this?
Wait, are you gonna upload this whole?
Oh
conversation?
yeah, dude. This is riveting content. People use
Wow.
this as podcasts, so they could just like listen to it while they're in a drive. No one does line fire making anymore. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not up to speed with the fire making meta in OSRS, whatever it's called.
Yeah, everyone does Winter Todd.
Does what?
It's a mini game for fire making.
Okay, all right. My bad, guys. I didn't mean to claim like I knew the fire making meta. That was my B.
I'm assuming I haven't played the game in a long time. That's what I used to do back then.
Okay. All right, let me get these fucking weeklies done so we can actually rune afterwards. Totem afterwards. Oh god, now my head is full of runes. Dude, I can't wait for like 3 minutes after this. Someone joins the stream and like disagrees again. Can't wait. Can't wait, because now we're gonna have like 30 people on my side being like, "Oh my god, not again." Wonder. Winter Teeth gives 2 times more XP than line fire making. 2 times more or 2 times as much? Is it 3 times as much or 2 times as much? Okay. I'm done. Okay, I'm done. I'm not really done, but I'm done.
I don't think we know exactly the rates. I haven't tested, but
Yeah.
it could be either.
It could be either one. Who knows? Maybe he's just trying to make it seem better than it is.